And continuing with the conversation, the South African Local Government Association, SALGA, is today holding the 5th Annual Local Government Governance and Performance Management Seminar at Empress Palace in Gauteng. The organization has also raised frustrations caused by coalition partnerships in local municipalities. Let's bring in municipal governance expert Miyelani Holeni from Ntiyiso Consulting. A very good morning to you. Mr. Holeni, one after the other, we're watching coalition agreements in metros and municipalities collapsing. And every time it's politicians seemingly being unreasonable. What are the immediate and long-term impacts?
Yeah, well, I think it's important that we isolate what the root cause could be of the service delivery or the lack of service delivery as we sit. And I think when we've done analysis with the various research that we conduct from a Ntiyiso Consulting point of view, we conduct the municipal revenue benchmark reports, and we also conduct other forms of research to take a view of where municipalities are going. The big thing that we are finding, Desiree, is the fact that we are battling with a lack of capability. And let me define capability as leadership, strategy, as well as service delivery. So you'll see that in that equation of capability, the issue of service delivery comes in, but as well the issue of leadership comes in, as well as the strategy. So breaking down the fact that we have coalitions that in effect should be bridging the gap of lack of capability or bringing different skills, we are finding that the leadership is not coming forth with the various principles as well as the policies of how to take the municipality forward.
One would like to think it goes beyond just skills. This problem has now found its way into the State of the Nation address, and rightly so. Why is the President and national government not responding accordingly?
Well, in this case, I think, when we address the issue of capability, it's much broader because skills do fall in there. Yes, it has found itself into the SONA. But the issue of capability is understanding that a state has resources. So take municipalities, it's not that they are devoid of resources, but it's rather the use and the strategic planning that goes into using and utilizing those resources and deploying them in a way that they have impact. So what we are finding is that the lack of strategic planning within municipalities is one that is hampering the delivery of services. Yes, we have coalitions. Where coalitions can have an impact is where we need decision making. Right now, we sit at the midterm of municipalities. We need to pass adjustment budgets, and we need to make sure that each and every one of the political parties, whether it's within a coalition, vote towards passing a budget, not towards party lines or towards coalition lines.
When does the strategic planning start to happen? When the politicians are bickering? What is the role of politicians and politics in this entire mess?
Well, politics, if you look at the executive of any of the local councils, we assume that they will come with particular skills. If you're having the planning department, that the MMC or the member of the mayoral committee will have the requisite skills. But we must also descend into the layers of administration as well, where we are finding that some of the people there are acting, the skills have been chased away, or the vacancies are there within there. So there should be synergies between the political leadership as well as the administration of a municipality. So those are the key things that we ought to be looking at, that it's not in isolation of looking at the coalition aspect, but we must also look at the administrative side. To what extent are the administration having the capability to run the various big budgets and the departments within there? And of course, the leadership, which comes from the political side, is one that we have found at times has not been present.
It's a very important point that you bring up about the administrative layer, that no matter what the machinations of the politicians are, service delivery should still be able to continue. That's in an ideal world. But just based off your experience and how you've been working with municipalities, how much sway or influence do the administrators have over the politicians? Who holds the last word?
Well, they actually have a lot of sway, because if you take the role of a municipal manager or a city manager, that is the accounting officer within the municipality. So if you are an accounting officer, you also have members who report to you, whether they are Section 56 or Section 57, who run those budgets and portfolios. So according to the knowledge, according to the leadership, according to the strategic thinking that they bring on board, that is the sway that they should at least be putting forward, as opposed to basing decision-making on non-empirical.
We seem to have lost you there, Mr. Holeni.
Various tools that it can work with. And that is what can drive service delivery even more, and so that service delivery is felt on the ground. So they do have a lot of sway, and it's the understanding of taking the role of being accountable, which is important in this case.
Miyelani Holeni is a municipal expert and talking to us just there about the kind of influence that the technical and administrative people still have in the municipalities against politicians, as we have this conversation about whether it's the politicians or if there's just a complete collapse of the workings of municipalities. As we ask you today, to what extent do unstable coalitions compromise the delivery of services to communities?